Okay, continuing on with uh, chapter 2. If you would be so kind, please, as to turn to page 125 in your volume 1 Go Math book. And there for lesson 7, we are going to taking a look at using and making line plots. And so the I can statement that we have, or our goal for this lesson, is to be able to read and interpret data in a number line and use data to make a line plot. So let's take a look at the problem that we have here and see if we can't make some sense of it. A line plot uses marks to record each piece of data above a number line. It helps you see groups in the data. And the grouping is really important because you're able to kind of see where everything is clustered at. Some students took a survey on the number of letters in their first name. Then they recorded the data in a line plot. How many students have 6 letters in their first name? So looking here at the line plot, each X or each symbol stands for one student. All right. And then the line shows a number, shows the number of letters in each of the names. All right. So 3 letters, this could be like Joe or Anna with one N. All right. 4 letters, maybe Emma or John. All right. 5 letters, so on and so forth. Okay. And so we want to figure out how many students have 6 letters in their first name. Well, we're going to find 6 on the number line. It's right there. Here's 6. And we'll be taking a look right there. So find 6 on the number line. The 6 stands for 6 letters. 6 letters in the name. Actually, 6 letters in the first name. Okay, because it's right here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 X's above the 6. So 4 students have 6 letters in their first name. All right. Let's come down here and take a look at these. Which number of letters was found most often? So which one had the most? All right. Well, if you do this right and it's all spaced out, you can visually see which one is the tallest. It's right here. Okay, the number of letters would be 5. Write a sentence to describe the data. Well, I mean, that could be just about anything. But I am going to say, for this sentence, most students have between 4 and 6 letters in their first name. Most students, not all of them, but most. How many letters are in your first name? Well, for me personally, if I go by my full name, Nathan, that would be 6 letters. If I go by kind of my shortened name, or what people normally call me, Nate, that would be 4, which fits into this pattern of between 4 and 6. So that's for me personally. Go ahead and fill that out for yourself. And then put an X above the number of letters in your first name. So I can come right on up here and put it wherever it belongs. I'm going to go ahead and put another X because this is my God-given birth certificate name. So I would go ahead and put another X right there. Okay. All right. Now, this one down here is really important just to kind of look at what information can the shape of a graph tell you about the data used to create the graph? Well, this has a really interesting um, shape to it, okay? And it's what we would call a bell curve. All right, so here is the peak of this. And I'm going to go ahead and change color so we can see a little bit better. So here's the peak of this bell. It kind of goes down. And then we have this right here. All right, so we have one that's kind of outside of this, okay? One here, two here, but we can basically see is that's evenly distributed. All right, we had the most in the middle. All right, on either side, we had just about the same, one less. All right, then on the other side here, we had just a few. So that the further we go out, the less numbers that we would have. Okay, so let me tell you what that would look like in terms of a let's just say scores on a report card. Okay, if I had a graph right here, and you do not need to worry about drawing this. This is just um, general information for you. Um, so here is my number line. I'll try to make that a little bit even. So get this shrunk up here. So let's say that my numbers here were a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And shrink that just a little bit more too. And let's say that after I give an assessment or something in class or whatever, I have something that looks like this. Let's see if I can't get rid of that space in between there. There we go. So here I have an assessment here with most of us getting 2. Most of us are in the middle. All right. And then I have another one. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Let's see, I've got that right here. And maybe this right here. And this right here. All right. So let's take a closer look at this. And again, this is not in your book. No, you do not need to necessarily draw it, but we're going to take a look at it. First of all, you got to be able to look at this and figure out how many scores do I have. All right. All we do is count up the number that is in each of the categories. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I had 4 people that got a 0, 2 people that got a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. and 7 people and 3 people. So I should be able to tell immediately from here how many people scored on this. Okay, so let's go 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I have 23 people. How could I use this to my advantage? Well, let's say I have 25 people in my class. All right, I know that I'm missing 2 scores. But what else can I tell about this? Well, I have a big peak right here with the shape of this. All right, but then I have a sharp decline this way and then come back up and then down. It looks like a roller coaster almost. All right, so what does this shape show me? It shows me that the majority of the scores, all right, the majority of the scores are right here. In fact, 14, 15, 16, 17 of the scores are in this right here. But then I've got a cluster of kiddos right here that maybe did not score so well on the test. Okay, so that's what a line plot is basically used for. It takes a look at the distribution and where they're at and where to go from there. Okay, it would be just like having. I mean, what would happen if I had a situation where I gave a test and most of the people were like this. All right, what would that tell me? Well, it would tell me one of two things. Either my test was too difficult, or we haven't learned it yet. Maybe it's just a topic that's on down the road, or very well, and when I look at this, it could be that I did not do a very good job of teaching it. All right, because if the majority of the kids are right here having not done very well, well, it's either got to be that the kids don't know it yet, it's got to be that the test was too difficult, or it's got to be that I did not do a very good job of explaining it. So that's one advantage of the line plots and how you use that.